Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about the NHL Finals. Two amazing teams going to be in the rematch. We're going to be talking about this series. We're going to be talking about who you should cheer for, who you should cheer against, or does it matter? We're got a lot to talk about. I'm glad you're here. This is it. This is for the Stanley Cup. Let's hit the intro, and then we're going to dive right into it. Well, everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is RevTrev. As you know, this is Kempner Canucks. So we're going to be talking about our division rivals. Why not? Why not? Am I jealous that the Edmonton Oilers have made it and the Canucks didn't make the playoffs? Absolutely, 100%. Do I get annoyed with Oilers fans because they act like they're kings and everyone else is peasants? Absolutely. But at the same time, I do want to give them a lot of credit because they've earned their way back to the finals. And so we're going to be talking about this big topic. Can you cheer for or against the Oilers? And what's the right or wrong way to do this? Okay. So we're going to be diving into this controversial topic. And maybe that's what we can start off with is as a Canadian. Okay, do you have to cheer for the last remaining Canadian team, even if they are the division rival Edmonton Oilers? Just write down. This can apply to Canucks fans. This can apply to LA Kings fans. This can apply to, oh no, it can't. LA Kings fans, they're not Canadian. Well, I mean, there's Canadians that live in LA. So let's just say that as well. Calgary Flames fans. It could be Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know. They're not division rivals. Never mind. Forget it. Let's just say Canucks and Flames. Canucks and Flames. Can you cheer as a Canadian? Do you have to cheer for the last remaining Canadian team, even if they are a division rival? Post it in the comments, everyone. I want to know. I want to know. So, when I start thinking about this final, I know a lot of people are a little upset about that it's just a rematch, and what I've heard people say, well, it is a little bit boring. It's a little bit boring that we're having a rematch of last year. But if we're honest, both of these teams deserve to be there and have earned it. Listen, Edmonton and Florida, congratulations. You made it back to the Cup. Now, what is going to happen? We'll get into that in a little bit, but think about this. The ramifications of this series is honestly so interesting. And in the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference Finals, it was not interesting. They got shellacked. Carolina and Dallas got shellacked. Absolutely destroyed. And it's shocking to me how badly Edmonton and Florida dominated those series. If you think about the Edmonton series, for example, Dallas, if they didn't do that heroic comeback, which was epic for sure, they would have got swept. Like, that's how amazing Edmonton was. That's how amazing Edmonton was. It was absolutely phenomenal when you think about how good the Oilers were and how they just clearly won that series. I mean, it wasn't even close. Okay, so this is the surprising piece to it. And when you think about this team, okay, when you think about this roster and just how they look and like what's happening, what's going on, all that kind of stuff. These two teams have proven that they need to be there. And Florida, not only have they proven and deserve to be there, they've been there 3 years in a row. The Edmonton Oilers back-to-back finals is still an amazing feat. So for both of these teams, wow. Wow. Now, you know me. I did not pick the Edmonton Oilers to make the finals. Okay? I didn't think they were going to make it back there. And that was my pre-season, my pre-playoff prediction. My pre-playoff prediction. I was sitting there going, wow. I don't think the goaltending is going to hold up. I said that last year too, and it almost didn't. But can we just give some credit to Stuart Skinner? He's been way better than I thought he was going to be. The shutouts he's had, even getting benched, and Picard being there, and it's like, was it Picard or Peckard? Picard or Pickard? I forget. I'm not an Oilers fan, so give me some credit, okay? Stuart Skinner has faced all odds and done really well. I mean, you can, as an Oilers fan, honestly, can you be upset about how he's bounced back? Like, seriously, in the biggest moments, in the biggest stage so far, he's been great. Now, if they lose this series because of him, then we can all say, oh, I told you so. Everyone's saying, I told you so. But if he wins this, we were all wrong. We were all, even Edmonton fans themselves, literally did not believe in this guy. But here was my assessment. Now, let me share with you my assessment. Both the Oilers and the Panthers got better. Now, when free agency happened and we were walking into the season, I kept saying, wow, the Edmonton Oilers are better than last year on paper. And with the Canucks, I'm like, I don't think they are. I think they're going to make the playoffs, but I don't think we're the same team. Maybe some trades can happen, blah, blah, blah. But they were stronger, in my opinion. Now, the reason I didn't pick the Oilers was two reasons in the preseason, in the right before the playoffs to make the finals or win, is because one was Stuart Skinner. Number two was Ekholm was injured. Now, Ekholm is back. Stuart Skinner's playing great. And it's like there is no reason why the Edmonton Oilers should lose this series. In fact, I was kind of mad at myself that I didn't pick Edmonton. I have picked against Edmonton in every single round except for the first round. And I'm like, why did I pick against Edmonton? And everyone had those hindsight 2020 moments. This is what I was doing. And I'm thinking about it, like really, really thinking about it. And the Oilers, I knew they were going to beat LA, but I remember so many people picking LA to win. And really, let's be honest, hasn't LA really given them the most trouble out of anybody? It was kind of like Vancouver last year. We gave Edmonton the most trouble before they got to Florida. So I think that's where I was sitting there going, this is tough. You know what I mean? I thought Dallas was going to give them a run for their money. I thought they could beat them. I thought Vegas was going to do the same thing. They have beat down both of those, and both those teams are very good. LA's good. Vegas is good. Dallas is good. Listen, What else do you want to see? But if you're an Oilers fan, let's be honest, it's just not good enough this year to make the finals. You got to win it. You got to win it. I mean, you got to win it. So let's talk about the Panthers now. The Panthers are already solid, but they got better. And especially at the trade deadline, getting Brad Marchand was massive. Massive. A Leaf killer. So they took out the Leafs. I mean, they won easily in round. Was it round one? They played the Leafs in round two. Who did they play in the first round again? It wasn't. Was it close? Oh, it was Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. That's no slouch of a team, anyone. They go and win in seven against Toronto. Now, they made Toronto look horrible in Game 5 and in Game 7 in Toronto. That is why the Maple Leaf Nation is melting down right now. They are so angry because the Florida Panthers destroyed them. 6-1 final, wasn't it? On both those games? I mean, they didn't even... not only did... You can say Toronto didn't show up. You can just say that Florida dominated them. Winning Game 6 was really winning their Stanley Cup, right, Toronto? In Florida, you go and you win in their barn. You're like, come on, now we're going home. I predicted the Florida Panthers to win the Stanley Cup when the playoffs are going to start. You saw it. If Florida wins, I win my hockey pool. I win 2 hockey pools. That's impressive. Well, probably 1, if not both. I'm going to be top 2. I think I'm top 2 either way. But man, Florida, that third line of Florida is just literally firing on all cylinders. And I know that Hyman's out, so that hurts Edmonton for sure. But is Reinhart playing? Because it doesn't look like he's injured and he's not going to play. But what's the injury update on him? I don't know. Can you post in the comments what you think there? Okay. I want to dive into some comments, okay? And then I got a few more things I wanted to share, and then we're going to go there. Okay. So Rod says he's cheering against Edmonton. Go Panthers, go. Too many bandwagon people. I mean, lots of Canadians are jumping on this. You're no Canucks fan if you ever want to see the Oilers win. I disagree with that sentiment, but Rod, you're entitled to your opinion. I think you can cheer for whoever you want. Honestly. Go for it. Cheer for whoever you want. Even if it's a division rival. I don't feel personally tied to cheering for Edmonton. Okay? I have a hard time cheering for Edmonton. They've been our division rivals. I've been cheering against them all year. And then they make the playoffs and we don't. And then all of a sudden I'm supposed to cheer for them because I'm Canadian. It's not really logical, in my opinion. It feels like it's hypocritical. It's like we're Canada first. No, I'm Canada first when we are at the World Juniors, at the Olympics. That's when there's a Team Canada, I literally will cheer for them. But I don't feel the need that I have to cheer for Edmonton. In fact, I can't stand the Flames so much. When the Flames played Tampa Bay in the finals, I was cheering for Tampa Bay. Some people are saying, you know what? RevTrev, you're a bad Canadian. No, I'm just a Canucks fan. I'm a Canucks fan, and I cheer for Canada. I cheer for Team Canada, and that's it. That's it. I'm not cheering. I don't cheer for Edmonton. I respect Edmonton. I think they're very, very good. But I don't have to cheer for them. So, Rod, you kind of feel the same. But I think you're going to next level. Excuse me. You're no Canucks fan if you ever want to see the Oilers win. I disagree with that, but you're an entitled opinion. Victor says, as much as I love my Canucks, the Oilers are becoming Canada's team if McDavid resigns in Edmonton. Yeah. You're probably not wrong. I don't like that statement, but you're not wrong. Okay. Dell is Canucks are bust. He says that you don't have to cheer for them. Brian says, big Canucks fan currently living in Edmonton. Quite frustrating seeing all the jerseys walking the streets and all the talk. I mean, Brian, what else would we expect? If Vancouver made it and you're from Edmonton living in Vancouver, like you get it. You get it. You totally understand it. I know, Brian. You're right. That'd be hard. It'd be hard. I lived in the Okanagan for 10 years, a decade. And the amount of Calgary Flames flags in people's cars during the playoffs was ridiculous. I thought it was awful because all the Albertans from Calgary area had bought places in the Okanagan. They had they were visiting for the weekend because it's not that far, about 6 hours away. It was brutal. Where's the Canucks stuff? But it is what it is. Michael says, I think the big storyline over the last year is if Brad Marchand can complete the bookend to his career and go out the way he started. That would be awesome. City Cat says, I'm cheering for the Oilers, but I like the Panthers more. Interesting. Oilers will be the Buffalo Bills of hockey. That's possible, Del. Well, they got to win, right? We need a Canadian team to end the drought. Do we? Do we, though? I just want the Canucks to end the drought. So, but yeah, a lot of people believe what you believe, and that's okay. There's no right or wrong on that. Brian says, selfishly, I want the Canucks to be the golden team to win it for Canada, even though I don't really consider NHL as Canada. That's more of an Olympic type thing, but the Canucks winning it would finally shut up some people where I have to hear endless backlash about cupless Canucks or Sedin jokes. Yeah. I people keep talking about the riots. It's stupid. Michael says, yeah, but not that Canadian team. Clint is all in on the Canucks and says, Lou, right? Luongo. He wants Luongo to win again. A Syndicat says better than the Leafs in his opinion. Victor, if McDavid re-signs in Edmonton, we could be witnessing the next Cup dynasty, and we could be the team that takes him down. I'm more sick of Florida teams winning Cups. Interesting. If Edmonton traded for a goalie, they would have won Cups. But I agree. But Edmonton made all sort of weird moves, but it seems to have worked. Yep. Coach Rob, good to see you. Oh, man, if one of the Oilers goalies gets injured, oh, my goodness. Dila, could you imagine if he gets called up? Panthers all the way, third year in a row, I bet Florida. Jack, you're a smart man. What about those Abby Canucks? Will some of those guys make the jump? I think they might. But we want to talk about this Edmonton, Florida final. So we're not talking about Canucks too much tonight. Kelly, as much as I think it would be the Oilers, but I doubt Bettman would let Canadian team win, so Florida will win. Think about this, guys. Do you honestly think that Bettman is rigged the NHL? Like, there's a lot of people that believe that conspiracy. I just have a hard time. That's a big jump for me. Okay, let's dive into some more about this series. Which team has more pressure to win? Now, it should be Edmonton, right? But Florida's like, they don't want to be like, went to the final, won, went to the final, right? So there is a pressure. I think there's pressure on Florida to go back to back. It's hard to go back to back, especially in this league of parity. But I still think the team that has more pressure to win is the Edmonton Oilers, and it's not close because, in all honesty, McDavid and Draisaitl need to win this time. They need to win this time. So I'm at the stage where, you know what I mean? Like, just sitting there watching these guys. And to me, the Edmonton Oilers are more hungry, but the Florida Panthers, to me, are more professional. It's like they just have a will to win, and they're like, we're going to win. In my opinion, the Florida Panthers are built for the playoffs. But apparently, So are the Edmonton Oilers. And this is awesome because last year, we're talking game 7, 1 goal difference, and Edmonton loses. Could have went either way. But it didn't. So I think McDavid, for his legacy, and Draisaitl, for their legacy, they need to win this game or this series. They need to win it. There's no doubt in my mind. Corey Perry is going to be very motivated. Evander Kane is going to be very motivated. Nugent-Hopkins is going to be motivated. There's going to be, I think there's going to be more motivation by the Edmonton Oilers because they need to win. They need to win. This fan base is hungry for this team to win again. It's been since early 90s before they were in the final. Was it 1990, 1991, the last time they made the finals? They lost it. Wasn't it Carolina in 2006? So maybe it wasn't. So when last time they won a cup was early 90s, and Montreal's the last Canadian team to win a cup in 1993. I think they need to win this. The challenge is you have this juggernaut of the Florida Panthers, and they're not going to – you got to earn this one too. It's one thing to steamroll Dallas. It's another thing to steamroll Florida. I think this is going to be a longer series, but I could also see like someone winning in 5 games. Can you imagine if Florida wins in 4 or Edmonton wins in 4, how the narrative would change? It would be insane. People would say, well, it's a boring final. You can't have 2 better teams going in. The way they made it to this and the way that they made it last year makes this so interesting. It's like it's the whole Oiler Nation and Panther Nation that are just sitting there going, this is the best series. This is going to be the best series, or has the potential to be the best series. So I believe they both deserve to be there, and they both earned it, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to this. Let me dive into some more comments, and then we'll get into the big, huge question. Kevin says, as a Canucks fan, I will never cheer for Oilers. And you don't have to. There is no need to if you don't want to. No one's putting a gun to your head. No one's saying it in order to be a Canuck fan, you have to or not. You can't. They're not going to take your passport away, your Canadian citizenship. I just have a hard time cheering for Edmonton. I cheer for the other teams throughout the year. Coach Rob, yes, sometimes I do. You feel the pressure. You want to cheer. There's nothing wrong with you. If you want to cheer for Edmonton in this series, go for it. Go for it. There's nothing, quote unquote, wrong with it. It feels wrong because you're a diehard Canucks fan, but it's not wrong. There's no right or wrong here. You can do whatever you want in your fandom. But for me, I can't do that. And it's weird because I totally respect this team. I think they're great. I think it's the fan base. And I have family members and close friends that are Edmonton Oilers fans, but I don't really feel that from them, but from a lot of people. Like if you meet people in the street or at my work or wherever, and they're like, "Oh, I'm an Oilers fan." And like, "Oh, what are you?" And I'm like, "I'm a Canucks fan." And they're like, They treat everyone else like peasants, and it's not like they treat everyone like they're a dynasty, and they're not. Maybe they are. Maybe they're starting one, but they're not. They haven't been a dynasty since the 90s and 80s. Think about that. That team that won 5 cups, it's been a hot minute, everyone. We're talking decades. Decades. Crazy to think about, eh? 30 years plus. That's a long time. Robin says, in the NHL, there are 41% Canadians in the league and 28% American. Yep. The Canadians, percentage of Canadians that are in the league have dropped significantly over the years. Yeah. It used to be like 60%. Now we're down to 41. And I don't think you win because you have more Canadians. In fact, Edmonton had more Canadians than Florida last year, and they lost. But every team has Canadians on it, for sure. Brian says, do you think McDavid resigns if they win or lose the cup? If they lose, unfinished business. If they win, stick around and try to win multiple. I think if they win, he sticks around and tries to win multiple cups. If they lose, I can see McDavid moving on and going to the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's exactly what I think. I haven't forgotten about the Corey Perry curse. Not at all. Jack says, contract goes to $14 million next year. Yep. Draisaitl's contract goes to $14 million a year. Jack thinks it's going to 7. Oilers, I think, definitely are the hungrier team. If Sam Bennett gives Skinner some of that sweet elbow music, that could be the turning point of the series. Yep. I don't think he intentionally tried to hurt Stolarz against Toronto. Like, they were former teammates. I'd be shocked if he tried to do that intentionally. Game 7 series, I believe will go to Florida back-to-back. Okay. Dreamer says he's cheering for the Panthers. Can't cheer for the Oilers. Let's be honest, it's mostly McDavid and Leon. They are the dominating forces for sure, but I think the Edmonton Oilers team is better this year than it was last year. Woolsey Polar Bear says the Oilers don't play in Canada, they play in Alberta. What? That's part of Canada, bro. The cup drought continues no matter who wins. Wow. That's quite a thing. Florida Panthers, they have been my second favorite team since 1999 because of Pavel Bure. That's cool. If Oilers were not playing Florida, then I'd be hoping for the Oilers to win. Okay. Back-to-back Panthers. Yeah, Oliver's not happy about that. Okay. I want to dive into the promo, and I've got to blow my nose, to be honest with you. That's what you're like sitting there going, Trev, why do you always go to the promo? Sometimes you need a drink of water. Sometimes you need a break from talking. And other times I just need to blow my nose. Full discrepancy. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that. And then, but I'm going to put out this big question. And I do want your NHL Finals predictions. Okay. Who will win the cup this year and in how many games? Edmonton or Florida? And in how many games? Post in the comments. And I'm going to go right to the promo, and I'll be answering that question in just a second. Ready? All right. I feel a lot better now. I've had this cold for 2 weeks, and the cough sounds so bad that it sounds like I'm dying. It's that post-nasal drip thing. I don't know if anyone's had that here before, but it's awful. So the finals predictions, I want you to post in the comments who you think are going to win the cup and in how many games. Now, when I look at this Edmonton team, I think they have as good a shot as Florida for sure. Like, this is not David versus Goliath. It's like Goliath versus Goliath. You know what I mean? It's like Goliath versus his brother Gerard. You know what I mean? Gerard. Excuse me. If I laugh, I usually cough like that. Edmonton and Florida are the two juggernaut teams. Like, seriously, you're looking at that top line of Nugent-Hopkins, McDavid, Corey Perry. By the way, I think that Nugent-Hopkins could win the Conn Smythe Trophy if they win. That's how good he's been. He's had a great playoffs. That second line is Kane, Draisaitl, Kapanen. And then that third line, of course, stings till this day. Podkolzin, Janmark, and Arvidsson, Victor Arvidsson. That is a great second line. I should bring this up, by the way. I should bring this up so you all can see this. Not me just talking about it. Okay, Florida, here we go. So, like, look at this line, right? So you got the McDavid line, you got the Draisaitl line, you got the Janmark line, and then Adam Henrique is your fourth line. Center, Frederick, and Jeff Skinner, who's in here for Hyman. It's been a little bit messed up with the Hyman stuff, but here we are. This is the forward group. That's a deadly forward group. And then it's Ekholm and Bouchard, Nurse and Kulak, Wallman and Klingberg. Man, this would be considered one of the weaker points of it, and then it's also at times the strength, right? And then, of course, you've got Skinner and Picard. I call him Picard. Maybe it's not. So Connor Brown is day-to-day. He might be in. Hyman's out. Like, this team, everyone, this team. Like, is Stuart Skinner going to show up? Is the defense going to show up? That's a great question, right? Now let's dive in to Florida. By the way, I hope you're still posting your predictions, okay? But look at this team. Rodriguez, Barkov, Reinhart. That's a phenomenal line right there. I don't know if it's good as McDavid line, but it's good. It's really good. I think that Florida has three solid lines. Like, you could walk all this, right? Verhaeghe has been an absolute tear. I can see him winning the Conn Smythe Trophy for MVP of the playoffs if they win the cup. Sam Bennett and Matthew Tkachuk. That is a playoff line right there. That is an unbelievable line. Any team in the league would love that line. And then their third line, which has carried them, Lee Starnin. I always forget how to say that. I wrote it down. Marchand's there. Lendl is humongous, like absolutely insane, that lineup. Okay. Did I write it down? Where is it? I think I deleted it. How do I say that name? I always get it messed up. I always say Lou Starnin, but it's not. It's Leo's. Yeah, whatever. That guy's been on tear. 27. A good fourth line. I don't know if I'd say it's great, as in, like, I think Edmonton's fourth line's a little bit better personally, but it's neither here nor there. And then these defensive pairings. Listen, another Canuck sitting there. Forsling. Seriously, we let him go on waivers. Ekblad, first overall pick. Seth Jones, monster, top pick. What a great addition for them. Like, I'm still shocked that they landed Seth Jones. You kidding me? Didn't Seth Jones go in like the top 5 of his draft here? I'm just going to check it out right now. First round, 4th overall. Yep. 2013 to Nashville. Here he is. Wasting his life in Nashville. Enjoying country music, Music City. Enjoying all that. Can't get anywhere with them. Comes to Florida with Mikala. And those two are dynamite. Nate Schmidt, former Canuck. Former Canuck, everyone. And Kulikov. So Kulikov. Okay, so This team is dynamite. Look at that second power play unit. Wow. That first one's fantastic too. Both these teams are absolutely amazing. But we have not talked about Brovsky yet. Goalie Bob can win you the cup by himself. No word of a lie, okay? That is the reason that I'm picking the Florida Panthers. Also because I picked them at the beginning of the thing, so I'm not going to change now. I can see the Edmonton Oilers winning. I'm just going to say in 6 games. That's what I'm going to say. Let me just see. So who has the home advantage? Is it Florida or Edmonton? Edmonton does. So Florida wins it at home in game 6. That's what RevTrev is calling right now. RevTrev is calling it game 6. Florida wins. I've been right about Florida this entire time, everyone. I've been wrong about Edmonton every series except for the LA series. I'm going to get to your comments now. I want to know. I want to know what you say. And speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. Oliver says, game 7, Edmonton wins. Dell says, Panthers in 6. Dell, you and I are on the same brain here. Kevin, we're talking the same. Dreamer says, Florida in 7. Imagine. Listen, Dreamer, if Edmonton takes him to 7 and loses at home, wow. But what if the Oilers win in 5, everyone? That'd be crazy. Jack says Panthers in 7, Marchand with a game-winning goal. That'd be cool. Grogu says Florida sweep. If that happens, man. KL's in the building. Oilers in 7. You might be right. Oliver says can't imagine Draisaitl and McDavid losing back-to-back Cup finals. I'm with you. I can't imagine that either, but apparently I'm picking it. Gerard in 6. Kevin, you win for the most creative comment of the night. Vegas has Oilers at -120 to +100 for Florida. Wow. Shannon, good to see you. I know, Shannon, you're going to be cheering for the Oilers. That's your second favorite team, and you're welcome to do that. Good to see you. I was thinking about you and Rob today, how you guys are doing. So, Dreamer says series depends on how the goalies show up. I agree. Maybe goalie Bob doesn't show up. That series is over. If goalie Bob doesn't stand on his head, this series is over. Tell you, Edmonton will win the Stanley Cup if goalie Bobrovsky does not show up. Sergei Bobrovsky, if he does not show up, this series is over. It would be kind of funny if I was wrong this time. Shannon says Oilers in 6. Angelo's in the building. Panthers in 5. Wow. Dell, listen, Shannon's always welcome here. Always. And she has been consistently cheering for the Oilers in this postseason. She has family connections to Edmonton. That's why she's doing it, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm with you, Shannon. You can cheer for them. Plus, my sister-in-law loves you because you always keep picking the Oilers. So, remember that. My family. My wife is cheering for Edmonton. Shannon, my wife is totally cheering for. She's like, I'm Canadian, so I cheer for Edmonton kind of people. If the Flames were in the finals, I would say, honey, I'm sorry. This has been a great 25 years of marriage, but it's over. You cannot cheer for Calgary. You can cheer for Ottawa, Toronto, Edmonton, Winnipeg. Go for any Canadian team except for Calgary. But she's a good Canadian girl, so she would cheer for Calgary, and she would say, "Too bad, so sad," and then I would just like, she'd be like, "You're not leaving me anyways," and I'm like, "Yeah, we've got a pact. My wife and I have a pact. If one of us leaves the other, we're gonna just go along. We're just gonna go wherever they go. Like we're not. There is no like you gonna leave me thing. We're just sticking together. That's our pact. We're sticking together. We just love each other too much. Anyways, sorry, there's some marriage moments there. So you're welcome, Shannon. You're the best. Okay. I remember last year, sister might have delivered the baby. Yeah, she was so stressed out. She thought she was going to have her baby during the game. So I really thought Toronto was going to break through this year. Yeah, Del, you were clanging that Toronto is going to win this year, and you were wrong. You were wrong. And Shannon's been right, just so you know. Shannon's been right about the Oilers. So, Shannon, did you pick Edmonton to win the finals? Let's just see. Shannon bracket challenge. Okay, we're going to the bracket challenge. I'm looking at Shannon's. She did pick the Oilers. If the Oilers win, everyone, Shannon wins the Kempner Canucks NHL bracket challenge for the playoff challenge. That it's me versus Shannon. Literally me versus Shannon right now. I'm either winning it or Shannon's winning it. Head to head, RevTrev versus Shannon. We're the two smartest people in the bracket. Del, you picked Toronto. I can see it right here. I can see it right here. I was the only guy to pick Florida. Boy, I'm looking smart right now, aren't I, everyone? So that means right now, Monty is winning. He picked Winnipeg. So he's definitely not winning. Disturbed picked Winnipeg. He's second. And I'm third. And I've got a chance to win it all. I got a chance to win it all. Yeah, Shannon, you did pick them. Salt to the wounds if Shannon wins. Go, Trev, go. Oh, Del. You like bugging her, don't you? Clint says Panthers in 4. Wow. That would be an awful series, but I mean, it'd be cool for people who don't. That's just got to be a hater moment, right, Clint? It's got to be Clint. It's got to be. I don't know. McDavid touched the cup already, right? Thought it was going to be Winnipeg versus Florida. Hey, you were half right. I thought it was going to be Florida versus the Vegas Golden Knights. So I was wrong too. All right, everyone. So I'm gonna predict Florida in 6. I should probably post this so everyone knows. Okay, where is it? One of the banners. The Florida Panthers. Again, okay. 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 I've got to do this right here. So I probably should clip this. Okay. Okay. Hey everyone, it is RevTrev with my NHL Finals prediction. Who do you think will win the cup and in how many games? Post it in the comments right now. I'm saying the Florida Panthers will win the Stanley Cup again in 6 games, though, this time versus the Edmonton Oilers. You heard it here first. RevTrev says that the Edmonton Oilers are going down in 6 to the Florida Panthers, who have gone to the Stanley Cup Finals 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. Think about that. and they're going to win 2 out of those 3 years, and they are going to be considered a modern-day dynasty, everyone. But if the Edmonton Oilers win, the Edmonton Oilers fans are going to pretend, like they always do, that they are kings and everyone else is peasants, even though they haven't won since the early 90s. That's right. The last time they had a dynasty was so long ago, most of their fans had never, ever been there and even been born. So that is my prediction. The Edmonton Oilers need to win. They are going to be hungrier, but I think that Florida is built for the playoffs. They are going to win this, baby. That's my prediction. I'm sticking to it. Kempner Canucks, RevTrev says the Florida Panthers will win the Stanley Cup again, 6 games versus the Canucks division rival, Edmonton Oilers. You heard it here first. Hit like and subscribe, everyone. Let's go. How's that? Is that going to be a good, YouTube short? Isn't that kind of funny how I did that? Okay. Shannon says, game on, RevTrev. Yeah. It's just you and me, Shannon. We're trying to, whoever wins it. So, kind of cheering for you to win the pool because I mean more, but winning my own pool, kind of like anticlimactic. It's hard to win the pool, though. Let's be honest. If Edmonton wins, will everyone touch the cup at a conference finals since McDavid did? I don't know. I don't know. I think you're more ready for the battle than I am, but let's battle. Corey Perry chant. Oilers all the way. Cursed in 5. Yeah, you are correct, Trev. Okay. Sounds like a promo to me. It was totally a promo. Totally. I'm trying to make some longer and shorter content. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to call it a night, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate each one of you. We didn't talk about our Canucks hardly at all tonight. It's not time to talk about the Canucks. It's time to talk about the finals. I am still interested to see who we're going to land for coaches. Okay. I am interested to see what July 1st and if we keep our draft pick, who we draft. I'm very interested. There's lots to talk about in Canuck land, but let's just focus tonight. Are you going to cheer for the Oilers or against the Oilers? I'm cheering against the Oilers tonight or this series. And you're welcome to cheer for the Oilers. Go for it. Do whatever you want. Thanks for being here. Appreciate each one of you. And of course, always, go Canucks. Go.